Guacamole. Hey, this is a wonderful Southwestern favorite. You've just got to try it. I tell you what, if you've had guacamole before, you're going to be blown away by how good this stuff is and how simple it is to make. Wait till you try this recipe. Well, hello, and welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. On this episode, we're going to be making guacamole. Guacamole is a fabulous avocado dip. It's a favorite in Texas, and well, as of late, it has become a national favorite also. So, come a little closer. I'm going to show you the ingredients for this fabulous avocado dip, and we're going to make it taste the way that you would like it to taste in every restaurant you go to. I'm going to show you how to make the best guacamole. Let's check these things out. Now we're going to start on our ingredient list here. First thing you need to know is you're going to need avocados. Depending on how much dip you're going to want to make, you're going to want a whole lot of avocados or just a few. I have 8 here, but I'm probably only going to use about 3, maybe 4 for this dip, but certainly no less than 3. Now, other items that are commonly found in guacamole, and not everything has to be used that I have out here, but other items that are common are onions, garlic. Every once in a while you'll see the shallot used. For people that don't like the strong flavor of onion, you might want to go with a shallot. If you want a far stronger flavor of onion, you might want to go with a white onion, something that has a little more peppery flavor. Here I have cilantro. We're going to want a few tablespoons of that chopped up. Also, commonly sometimes used are either serranos or jalapenos. Both of them are very good. Tomatillo, well, it can be used, but a lot of people dispute whether or not it really belongs in an avocado dip. It's commonly used in a salsa verde, but as to whether it works with avocado dip is sort of up in the air. If you want to try it, go ahead. I'm not going to use it in this one. The tomato is frequently used in avocado dip. Okay, so it's something that's used mostly at the table. Those avocado dips that are put on plate frequently do not have the tomato in them. Now, the spices and things like that, cayenne and cumin, often you'll see these used, occasionally black pepper. Also, certain hot sauces, like this one here, there's many different brands of these that'll work really well. Also, lime juice is absolutely necessary for this dish, and some salt. So, I'll tell you what, let's get on to making the dish that we're going to make. You're not going to have all of these things. Let me show you what I'm going to be using here. We're going to take out those. I'm going to take out this and these. I won't be using them. This is going to be a very, very simple avocado dip. I want to use garlic, and I'm going to show you a way of preparing that so you don't have to use it raw. And I'm debating whether or not to use a red onion or the shallots. But I think on this one I'm going to go with red onion. There we go. And I'm going to remove this black pepper. So this is going to be a very simple recipe for you. All you're going to need are the avocados, some onion and garlic, cilantro, salt, lime juice, and a little bit of pepper sauce if you wish. Now let's get right on to making this beautiful dip. Now, as I mentioned, we did want to use some garlic in our guacamole. Now what I want to do here is I want to show you how to, if you're mincing garlic, you don't have any other way of handling it. If you have a garlic press, then certainly use that. They're a very handy little item, sometimes difficult to clean. There's what we need to do is remove that paper. If you notice, what I did was just to cup it firmly in between thumb and first finger and give it a little twist. Not hard, you're not trying to break the core of it. But that just loosens the paper. That's all it does. Now this is something that you do have to practice to get good at this. I've been doing this a long, long time, so I can create a fine dice like this really quick and easy. But there we go. This is nice right here. This will hide well in the guacamole. However, I have this thing about using raw garlic in anything. So what I'm going to do, we're going to toss this raw garlic in this pan. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in here, maybe a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half, and then I'm just going to gently toast this garlic before putting it off into my avocado dip. This works wonderful. Very simple. The idea here is sometimes garlic has a very bitter and overwhelming flavor when it is placed into a dish without being cooked off just a little bit. So raw garlic in a dish I am not too fond of. If I want to do that, I would rather use a powdered garlic. And if I want to use powdered garlic, I'd rather use no garlic. So I'm just sort of that way about garlic. Now it's just starting to turn lightly brown on the smaller pieces. That means I am finished with it. So let's move over to the side here. I'm going to pour this right off into a separate dish, and that'll help slow down and stop that cooking process. Now I have two things there that are filled with garlic flavor. The oil and of course the garlic itself. This is ready to go into our guacamole. Let's get down to the assembly on our guacamole. To cut through one of these is very simple. Don't push down with your knife. Slide forward with it. Make sure you have a good sharp edge and just slide it across the flesh of this and you'll feel it drop right down through it. When it does, simply rotate and your avocado will split open like so. Now, the pit is a pretty easy thing to remove also. Let me open another one here. There we go. I wanted one with a little larger pit so I could show you this pit removal. And here's also something interesting. You'll see different kinds of pits in these. The way to get these out, sometimes they'll be loose, but if they're not, just drive your knife into it gently and it will come out right on the end of your blade, just like so. Alright? I just knocked that off on the edge of the sink. That's all I did. This one's already loose. All I need to do is remove it from my work area. I have a good looking avocado there. Sometimes you will find just small amounts of brown on that, and if you want to, go ahead and remove that. It's not a big thing. We'll do it on this one also. Sometimes you'll cut open into one that looks like it's just perfectly fine, and you open it up and it looks awful inside. That was beautiful. Now I'm going to start this with 3 of these. And what I want to show you with this small knife, and this is something, if you feel uncomfortable doing this or if your knife skills are new, you might want to avoid cutting this in the palm of your hand like I'm about to do. If your knife skills are good, you can feel the skin of the avocado as you gently cut through it. Now if this flesh is firm, definitely don't try this because your knife will push through and into your hand. See how I'm making nice little cross cuts and dice on this? When I pull this out and into my bowl, and that's just by running a spoon right along the skin, it already breaks into nice small pieces. Now what that does for me is it just makes it a little bit easier in my mashing process. It's not absolutely necessary. You can just scoop them right out if you wish, but I find that little bit of cutting saves me a whole lot of work when it comes to the mashing. So let's continue. I'm going to go ahead and score each and every one of these. There we go, we've pulled all of that out. I have all of them in my bowl at this point. Just give my hand a quick rinse. The next thing I need to work on are my other ingredients I'm going to put in this, because I'm going to mash everything up all at the same time. First thing will be my cilantro. I'm going to want my cilantro fine chopped. I'm just gathering the leaves together, curving my fingers under, and chopping gently. Okay? I very, very slowly move my fingers back. And I'm just walking them just like this, just very gently, like a little spider moving backwards. Now, if some of the larger leaves being in there bother you, pull those out. Otherwise, just keep forging ahead. Right here I have about 1.5 tablespoons. If I wish to have a little more, and in this case I do, I want to increase that by about another 1/2 tablespoon. There we go. Our cilantro is in. The other item that we need to be chopping on is this lovely onion here. We go ahead and remove the outer skin on this. There's a little bit of a trick you might want to know about onions. If you cut the root end of an onion off, the onion will immediately start weeping and it will make you cry almost instantly, okay? So if you want to avoid that, avoid chopping into that root immediately. The next thing, I'm going to want some thin slices of this onion. Now, as it is, this is going to roll around on you a whole lot, and that's kind of dangerous to cut an onion that way. So, to the side of the root, right over here, like so, I'm going to make a downward slice, just like that. And I'm going to do that again. Isn't that nice? Now, like I did just a moment ago, very slowly pulling my fingers back. When it gets where it's aiming down, you might want to turn it around. Chops very gently, methodically. Now, what do I want to do with these? I want to cross cut them and dice them up a little bit. Good knife skills take time, but what I'm showing you here is a safe way of doing this. Okay, now, I have my onion. I simply want to make some cross cuts on this. See how I'll hold one end of the knife down and just rock it? That gives me a nice mince. See there, that's a coarse mince. There's some large pieces in there still, and I can work those out. It's not a problem. There we are. Look at that nice fine mince. Now here's the real trick of this. I've got way more onion here than I need for this amount of guacamole. Look at that. I need half as much onion as I have here. So what I'm going to do is pull off that much and put the remainder into my dish. Coming right along. The next items that we're going to need are garlic that we prepared earlier. Let's put this down in here. I'm going to need a little bit of my lime juice. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon to start with. And I'm going to taste it, and if I need more, then I'll add more. And it'll be the same way with my salt. I'm putting in about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon to start with on my salt. And in my hot sauce, and I like mine a little spicy, 4 dashes. So that's going to be quite warm. If I use cayenne, that will heat it up quite a bit also. Now, I'm just going to go to mashing this against the side of the bowl. There we are. Beautiful guacamole. If I want, also remember, you can put in that diced tomato, very yummy tasting. There's a lot of extra stuff you can put in this, like we mentioned. But this is just your basic guacamole right here. This is the base mix. It's what you should try first. Now, when it comes to is it ready or not, use a taste test. Simply pull some out on a spoon and taste it. It's very good. Tastes just slightly flat. I'm going to add a little bit more lime juice, not much. About a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, and another small pinch of salt. To correct my seasoning. If you need to taste more than once to get that right, please do it. I've been doing this for a number of years, so I know exactly how much to put in after I taste it the first time. Now, I just need to change this to a nice lovely dish for our presentation. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, for our presentation, I have a simple white ramekin. And isn't that beautiful? 3 small avocados filled a 4-inch ramekin wonderfully. So there we have our lovely guacamole dip. Now all we need to do is just plate this up in a real pretty way and we're ready to serve it. Guacamole. Hey, this is a wonderful Southwestern favorite. You've just got to try it. I tell you what, if you've had guacamole before, you're going to be blown away by how good this stuff is and how simple it is to make. Wait till you try this recipe. Well, that was very simple, wasn't it? Not much work when it comes to making an avocado dip. And the reward is absolutely astounding. Look at this. Look at that beautiful dip. I can't wait to try this out. Some avocado dip. Explain. The acid balance is perfect. Slightly tart, not too acidic. The flavor balance is wonderful. The cilantro comes through lightly, so does the garlic. I'll tell you what, I hope you enjoy making yours, and I hope you enjoy eating it as much as I'm going to enjoy this. And thank you. Thank you so much for watching Texas Cooking today. Please subscribe to my station, and you have a good day. Thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today, the show where you can get great recipes and the best techniques are taught. Please subscribe to Texas Cooking Today, where you will always find something hot and ready to eat.